Hey David, it's Drew. Long-time viewer, first-time video commenter, but also long-time text commenter. Um, Another great video. I wanted to add my 2 cents. There is another reason Nintendo doesn't want to make games on the iPhone or the Android or anything like that, and it's this guy. For well over 20 years now, Nintendo has established that prices of portable games are $40. Right? Console games are 50 to 60. Portable games are $40. The iPhone comes along and says portable games are $1 or $2, or if it's a really good game, $3. I don't see Nintendo wanting to put in a lot of work for a game that they can only sell $3. I mean, if they're really risky, they could up the price, but there's no way they're going to get $40 for a game, and that's what they've established a portable adventure is worth. If you think back to Mario Land, it was a very short game, only about 12 levels long. It cost $40. But as time goes on, you get more and more for that $40. The Metroid 2 was almost, a console-sized experience, very, very long game. By the time you get up to the Game Boy Color, you start to have actual ports of console games. Super Mario Deluxe comes to mind. There was, a half-decent version of Donkey Kong Country on there, Dragon Warrior as well. And of course, by the time you get up to the Game Boy Advance, what you have is ports of Super Nintendo games, very nearly perfect. You get up to the DS over here. You get N64 games, games that less than 10 years ago would have been console games. Then you get to 3DS, and it's almost par, right? You have Donkey Kong Country Returns just a few years later than the Wii version, and you have games like Monster Hunter Tri, which are essentially the same, whether you get the Wii U version or the or the 3DS version. And that's where the problem is. Why would they want to sell a game for $3 that they are used to getting for $40? It's possible that it's easier to develop for the iPhone, and they could even make smaller games. And there's nothing saying that they'd have to quit doing the 3DS. They could always do both. But they're just not going to get that price margin that they're used to. And if you look at what happens when they sell it online, they still want the same amount of money. As a general rule, you don't usually get a very steep discount when you buy on the online store. I know Super Luigi U is about $10 cheaper, but if you get the DLC, but it's relying on the fact you already have New Super Mario Brothers. So as a rule, you don't really save any money doing the download version. And Nintendo's probably not willing to give up that huge price margin to make the games on the iPhone. So that's really the issue. I think is that they've established that a portable adventure, a portable game, is $40, and you get more and more for that $40, but it's still $40, and I just don't see them slashing the prices down to $3 or $4. And their IP is worth so much, right? I remember this was years ago, but reading in I think it was EGM that Pokemon alone was $1 billion a year industry, right? Between the movies and the cartoons and the games and the merchandise, Pokemon was worth $1 billion. So they're going to want to hang on to that IP and keep that IP exclusive to their systems. It's interesting. Pokemon, for example, I think is on the iPhone because Nintendo doesn't own it solely. They have a Game Freaks owns X amount of it, right? So they're allowed to do that. But yeah, as a rule, these Nintendo games are going to stay on the DS and the 3DS and the Wii U, and so they can continue to charge $40 for the portable version and 50 or 60 for the home version. Another issue that Nintendo's going to have is piracy. So, yes, the Wii's been hacked. I don't believe the Wii U's been hacked yet. The DS was easy to hack because of the GBA slot, but regardless of whether or not a system gets hacked, at least it's under Nintendo's control. If they move over to iPhone or Android, they're now at the will of Apple and Google. And we all know the iPhone is super easy to hack. Hacks come out, almost immediately after system updates, and the Google ecosystem is basically designed to be hacked, right? It's you can load up your own version of that. It's open source, which is a great thing. But from Nintendo's perspective, they probably just don't want to surrender over to those types of ecosystems to put games that they're going to have a difficult time selling because they will be pirated just so easy. Thanks so much for doing what you're doing for years, and I won't wait so long to post a video comment again.